story quickly, which is the combined wealth, this is according to Oxfam, of the world's 85 richest people is equal to the 3.5 billion poorest people.
It's fantastic. And this is a great thing because it inspires everybody, gets the motivation to look up to the 1% and say, I want to become one of those people. I'm going to fight hard to get up to the top. This is fantastic news, and of course I applaud it. What can be wrong with this?
Really?
Yes, really.
So somebody living on
I celebrate capitalism.
$1 a day in Africa is getting up in the morning and saying, I'm going to be Bill Gates.
That's the motivation everybody needs.
Only thing between me and
I'm
that
not
guy
against
is
charity.
motivation. I just need to pull up my socks. I don't have socks.
Look, don't tell me that you want to redistribute wealth again. That's never going to happen, okay?
You know what? You take a simple stat like this, which is neither good nor bad. It's just a fact.
It's a celebratory stat. I'm very excited about it. I'm wonderful to see it happen. I tell kids every day, what's wrong with this?
Comes up at a cocktail party.
No, Amanda, what's wrong with this statement?
One possible response to it.
If you work hard, you might be stinking rich one day.
We're talking about people in extreme abject poverty. That's how you get 3.5 billion.
No, we're not. You were just talking about really
rich
people.
No. Okay. I'm going to tell you later what you should say to this. Coming up after the break, a look at China's future growth with American journalist and businessman James McGregor. Stay with us.
What's up, people? It's your boy Slide. In this video, I'm going to talk about Kevin O'Leary's comments on poverty. I think I saw the clip. Kevin O'Leary said it motivates him to work harder, knowing that most of the world's in poverty. But ask yourself this question. Was he wrong by making that statement? Was he wrong? Let me give you an example. Okay? When I see people go through bad divorces, where they lost their assets, they lost their income, now they're paying child support. Guess what that tells me? Not to get married. When I see people in their 40s, 50s, working jobs they do not like, do you know what that tells me? To get a better job. Okay? People need to understand this. You have to see and understand your surroundings. You don't have to be rich to live a decent life. But so many people have put themselves in a tight situation to the point where they will never escape poverty. Some people put themselves in poverty. Okay, let me give you an example about poverty. When you have a child by a woman who has a low-paying job, you put yourself in poverty because you're paying child support now. And child support is 18 years. And in some cases, they actually have it garnished from your paycheck. So what does that mean? You have less disposable income nowadays. Okay? This is what happens to people. So you're in poverty based on the system. Same thing with credit cards. Some people are in massive credit card debt. Guess what? Now you have to pay the minimum balance every 30 days. If you don't pay, they'll charge you a late fee, which will be higher. And if you refuse to pay, they'll have your wages garnished. So these things are making people in poverty. Okay? There are many people who grew up a lower class. But guess what they said to themselves? This life of poverty is not for me. So they worked hard, they acquired skills that were in demand, then they have a better life to live. The problem I have with today's liberal mindset is that they say that anyone who lives a decent life should give their wealth back to society. But that's crazy. If you work hard for your money, would you give it away? No, you would not. Let me give you an example. Many people, okay, are working jobs that pay $15 an hour on average, okay? You work hard for that $15 an hour. You do. If somebody came to you right now and said, hey, can you give me $500? Would you give them that $500 just because they need it? No, you would not. You say to yourself, man, I work hard for my money. I'm not going to give you anything. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's how rich people feel. They work hard for their money. It doesn't matter if they have excess. It doesn't matter. They work hard for their money, so they determine where their money goes to. They shouldn't give their money away just because someone asked for it. That's the misperception of many Americans today who are like not living the lifestyle of the upper class. I'm lower class, but I do see myself as a future business owner because working for people sucks. It's not fun. It's frustrating. And I don't like taking orders from people. I hate it. So that's why I'm working hard to build my own company so I can be my own boss. Some people out there, they don't like their job, they don't like their bosses, but yet they still stay there with no plan. Those are the people that end up miserable. Kevin O'Leary did not grow up wealthy based on the class he's in right now. He didn't. He worked hard for his money. Many people work hard for their money. Kevin O'Leary understands how the economy works. Many people do not understand how the economy works. So they sit there and say to themselves, well, everyone should just give their money back to the community. Yeah, right. The people who say that stuff are the people who wouldn't even give you $5 if you asked them for it. They wouldn't. I don't take half these people seriously anymore. I just don't. In America, it's every man for himself. It's every man for himself. Nobody cares anymore if you can't take care of your basic needs. You're on your own. Everyone today is just trying to make it. People are in poverty because of their own doing in the United States. In other countries, I know it's different. In the United States, people are in poverty because of their own choices. Because there are some people out there who are working for $10 an hour in their 20s and 30s. Guess what they did? They took that money and acquired skills that were in demand for a better life. I don't understand. Nobody is happy making $15 an hour in their 30s. Not one person. When you're in your 20s, $15 an hour is a lot of money. In your 20s, oh yes it is. In your 30s, that can't do nothing for you. That can't do nothing for you. Nothing. I live in Seattle. Seattle minimum wage is $15 an hour. Based on how the economy is in Seattle, You're just making enough just to live, not enough to save. There's some people I've talked to, they're working for a better life. They have the job they're working at, then they have some other stuff to do on the side because they know they cannot stay there full time because they know it will not give them the lifestyle that they want. But you have people today who don't want to do anything, then start complaining about how hard life is. Some people have actually left this country because it's like they can't make it in America, so they go abroad. Now they're living a decent life. You have to know what is best for you, okay? You have to know what's best for you. Living in America today, I have seen everything. People are in poverty because of their own choices in the United States. And I'm telling you guys this because I've seen it before. Come on. You have 3 kids before the age of 30. And yet your baby daddies ain't doing nothing for you. Come on now. Are you really going to tell me you're going to be successful? We have all those responsibilities out there. You have some guys out here who have 4 kids and they don't even have a stable job, and you want to tell me that they can become wealthy? Not possible. Because half of their paycheck will go towards child support. So those people are trapped in poverty because of their own choices. I don't understand why people cannot understand this. People like to pretend and be like, oh, life is so hard in America. No. Some people put themselves in those situations. This is why I don't listen to people anymore when they cry about their life. I don't listen to that crap. People complain about their lives in the United States. Most of the time, they're paying child support. Most of the time. And now they want you to feel sympathy for them. No. Kevin O'Leary is speaking on facts. He worked hard for his money. He worked hard for it. Now he enjoys his life. And now people want to get like mad at him for saying, "Oh, he strives to work harder anytime he hears people are in poverty." But you have to understand something though. He never said he's happy about people being in poverty. He never said he's happy about them being in poverty. He never said that. What he was trying to say is that when he knows that most of the world is struggling, it's going to make him work harder to live a decent life. That's all he was trying to say. And yet people want to make it seem as if he was given his wealth. The top 1%ers, I don't know what they do with their money. I really don't know, to be honest. But overall, they worked hard for their position. And I think Americans need to understand that. They need to understand this. You choose the life you want to live. Because I'm telling you guys right now, if you complained about your life and how hard things are, people are going to ignore you. Go to your job right now and start talking about how hard your life is and all the bills you have to pay. I bet you money people will ignore you. I bet money on it. You gotta live the life you want to live. Because at the end of the day, if you don't make it, nobody cares. If you don't make it in today's life, nobody cares. That's why I make videos telling you guys to go for a job or go for a career that will give you the lifestyle you want. Because at the end of the day, people are not going to mess with you if you're not successful. People don't want to hear about how your baby mama won't let you see your kids. People don't want to hear about how you have no more money after paying all your child support. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. That's why I say to you guys, go for the lifestyle you want if you have the time. Or, in better words, make time for it. If you're making $15 an hour, save some of that money and acquire skills that people that need. No stuff in healthcare. Everyone needs a nurse. Everyone needs a doctor. You know? People need to choose the life they want and stop living in this fantasy world that people are going to extend their hand to you and give you the job you want. That's not how it works. I don't even talk to people no more. I really don't. And part of it's because everyone I know, they are trying to live a decent life. They're not worried about other stuff. They're trying to get their life together, or someone just living a decent life. If I told my friends right now, oh man, life is so hard, man. Living in Seattle is so difficult. I can't pay my rent. I have no money. I work these long hours. Do you think people want to hear that stuff? No, they do not. In fact, if I bring those topics to them, they're just going to ignore me. You know why? Because people today, especially people in their 30s and above, they are talking about things they have done. Okay? The places they've traveled to, the things they've accomplished. Nobody wants to hear about your struggles. Nobody wants to hear it. That's why I am so focused on building a decent career for myself, so I can live a decent life. I have seen people in their 50s and 60s. These people are miserable. And I've told you guys before, you have to choose the life you want. You cannot find an article about people who are miserable. You cannot find any articles. These are all based on observations. Go to your job today, okay? Go to your job. Look at the coworkers, the ones who are above 40. Tell me about their behavior. Majority of them, I know for my experiences, many of them, they do the bare minimum and they don't want to be bothered because they hate being there. If you hate your job, there's a high possibility that you hate your life. That's the truth. If you hate your job, you most likely hate your life. Because in most case scenarios, you're spending 8 hours a day at a job you do not like. So why would you leave your job and be happy, knowing that you have to go back there again? That's not how it works. Okay? I'm telling you guys what I've seen and what I've noticed. So people need to stop hating on the rich and learn to be on their level. Okay? I remember I was arguing with this one guy on YouTube because there was an article, there was a clip talking about how Canadians are living from paycheck to paycheck, right? And some guy left me a comment that was so dumb. He was arguing with me, talking about he was arguing about the 1%, talking about like it's unfair how these people who are wealthy just spend their money and not give back, whatever. And, I'm just I'm paraphrasing, right? And he said something that was so. He started talking about all these one percenters and all these people who are corrupted and all this other stuff, all this random stuff. I said, look, I told the guy, all the stuff you're saying about what companies do is irrelevant to the average person. And I told him, go for a career that will give you the lifestyle that you want. And that was it. He didn't respond back because he knew what he was saying was so irrelevant. Who cares what these corporations do? Unless you have physical evidence of what they're doing, who cares? The problem you have today in society is that people are so obsessed with things that don't even affect them. Makes no sense. All I'm saying is that if you're not successful in today's society, you're going to find yourself alone and miserable. Okay? If you don't like your lifestyle, move to a place that'll give you a lifestyle you want. That's it. Let me know what you think. Peace.